Some of you gamers out there may have already figured this out, but just in case, here's an interesting fact. 3 years ago, when I was playing Resident Evil 3, the remake, I played that game so much and in depth. I took notes, strategizing everything about that game. Well, almost everything about that game. At least enough to make a really good speed run out of it. And that's legitimate speed run. Not, full of codes and cheats and all that, but legitimately playing the game and figuring out where to go and how fast to go and, to be able to complete the game faster and on time every time. I took notes and I played for hours upon hours, unfortunately. But something always puzzled me about that game. Why? Why did I enjoy playing the character Jill Valentine? Why did I enjoy that so much? I really don't even care about that character. And that's not to be mean to anybody, any fans of Jill, but I really don't. As far as I'm concerned, she's just some character that helped carry my guns around to shoot zombies. I don't really care much for the character. Even in the live action movie with Milla Yovovich, I didn't care for Jill in that one either. Or the Resident Evil 5 with Chris Redfield, didn't care for it either. But for some reason in Resident Evil 3 Remake, I enjoyed playing Jill Valentine, and I didn't understand why. That's until I got a hunch about the live-action Milla Jovovich Resident Evil movies. So I watched them just to confirm it. Bear with me here. This is Jill Valentine in Resident Evil 3, the remake. Now look particularly at the hair, and I think you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's short, and it looks a lot like a fern when it's fluffed or whatever. I thought this was a really cool pic. It looks a lot like another picture of Milla Jovovich. And yes, I'm sorry for the bad picture quality, but this is the best I can do when you're taking a picture off your phone and then having to show it in front of a camera. But yeah, there is Milla Jovovich in one of the Resident Evil live-action movies. And she's not even playing as Jill. But Jill Valentine is actually in that show that she's playing. And there's another one I thought was really cool with the 2 shotgun pistols with the lucky coins, I guess. But that's why I enjoyed playing Jill Valentine so much in Resident Evil 3 Remake, because she looks similar to Resident Evil Milla Jovovich, Project Alice, basically. And I really enjoyed those shows and her acting in it. Her acting, I want to specify, in the actual Resident Evil show, her acting, not in every movie. Because there's some people who act differently in different movies, and I don't care nothing for that actor, or that specific character they play. But in that Project Alice, that character, I thought she did pretty good for that acting. But the funny part of it is they've made Jill Valentine in different shows like Resident Evil 5 with Chris Redfield. Then they made her in the Resident Evil movies. Didn't care for either one of those two. And they put her in other games too. Didn't care for her there. And this ain't character hate. The character is needed in the show, the Resident Evil, deal, because that's what they created. And it's not a bad character, it's just I really never got onto it. I was more like a Leon, Ada Wong, Chris Redfield, Claire Redfield, and a few others type of fan. I even thought Moira was really cool, and Barry in the Resident Evil Revelations. I thought that was an awesome game. I don't know. Jill Valentine just isn't, I don't know. But they make it cool by making her look like Alice in the game. Now, I don't know if there's somebody that's in the corporation who's a big fan of Milla Jovovich or the Resident Evil live action movies, or if they just simply did that and it turned out that way. But as far as me, I think that was a pretty cool idea. It just made the game so much easier and more fun to play, feeling like I was playing a familiar character in the game rather than a character that I just don't care for. And like I said, this isn't to put down the character Jill Valentine. I'm sure she's a good character. I liked playing her to a certain extent, but just not as much as I would Ada or Leon or Chris or Claire. And the other thing that's really cool I noticed is they didn't make Jill Valentine look like the other Jill Valentines in the other shows. They actually, I think they may have matched her with Milla Jovovich just a hair because, I mean, she kind of looks like her just a little bit, like maybe a pudgier version, maybe. Like a more healthier, stronger version of Milla Jovovich. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I've been wanting to share this with you for years. I've had all kinds of things to do. So there it is.